I think by your willingness to take a risk and self-disclose and share your feelings about what's going on, you're modeling taking risks as well.
I do it by modeling that way. I also do it quite explicitly. I will often say to patients now in the very first session, that it's very important for you to take risks, and I think you should try to do that every session. I think the more risks you take, the better work we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've got that implanted, and I can come back to it, and I often do, especially in a session that hasn't been very risk-taking. I would say, I've been aware this session of things being a little different than they were last week. Remember what I told you about taking risks? How close have you come to taking a risk this session?
All right.
Well, maybe I came close to it when I said this. Could we go back to that moment and see where you could go further? So I use that quite a bit in my work now,
mm-hmm.
and I find it a truism that patients who can take risks are just a little off their comfort zone every week will do a lot better in therapy.
I want to pick your brain a little more for some other little tidbits of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I know that you make good use of is dream work.
Mm-hmm.
So can you say a few words about why you work with dreams, how you work with dreams? Certainly in a lot of contemporary evidence-based approaches, there's no room for that at all.
No, a lot of therapists I supervise in groups make very little use of dream work. It's very hard for people, but I find it tremendously valuable. I come across session after session that I have where a dream is introduced a whole new direction, and I learn so much more about it. So I will ask for dreams. I will always ask for dreams in the first session, mm-hmm. just because sometimes first dreams will be about therapy, it'll be about anticipations of therapy, and what will that be like. So I ask for dreams in the first session. I don't have the idea that we are going to interpret a dream. I have the idea that I'm just going to learn something from the patient. Mm-hmm. If I ask them things happen in a dream, I ask them to associate with this. I just start hearing things about people in their lives and things in their lives that I would never have known about. Mm-hmm. A first dream that I had just the other day of a patient entering therapy, I think I can talk about this. So the dream was that she had a stable, and there was two horses in there. One of them was a very dark horse, almost entirely black. The other was a lighter colored horse, and she was taking out the lighter colored horse.
Uh-huh.
But she couldn't get it out very easily because it was near the darker horse, and the darker horse was very ferocious.
Uh-huh.
So the whole problem was how you get the white one out there. So that was about the dream. It's all she remembered. But it brought up the question that there is this dark horse inside of her, this dark part of her that's dangerous and ferocious, and so that was something for me to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's some ferocious part of her inside that we haven't gotten to yet, but it's there, and she's afraid of it as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.